What's good, everybody? Welcome to a video on dopamine fasting. Now, dopamine fasting is simply abstaining from dopamine-inducing activities to resensitize yourself to pleasure in everyday life and everyday activities. And this is very important because, nowadays there are so many different dopamine-inducing activities that we have access to every day of our lives. And you don't have to do drugs to be a drug addict anymore. And a lot of this can lead to anxiety and depression, and especially and most notably anhedonia, which is the feeling that you're unable to experience pleasure. So this occurs because when you do something that triggers dopamine, over time, if you do it enough, it will actually downregulate your dopamine receptors. So then over time, just like a drug addict, you have to find more and more dopamine-inducing activities to get the same amount of enjoyment out of activities that you did before. So dopamine fasting is a way to resensitize yourself to everyday life and hopefully make you happier, find fulfillment in everyday pleasure, and be more productive as well. Because what I've noticed is happy people are those who take pleasure in simple things in life and understand that they won't achieve fulfillment from constantly searching for that next thing, that next massive dopamine spike. And oftentimes those are people that have been strongly addicted to drugs, and they have to go through that roller coaster to realize that. Furthermore, happy people are productive people, because those that can take pleasure in completing 1,000 tiny goals throughout the day or throughout a week or throughout a year are the people that ultimately will achieve their bigger long-term goals. Furthermore, a lot of times you're never going to achieve those long-term goals. It's just the reality of life. Things change, things happen, and you need to make sure that your life won't be destroyed if you realize you can't reach it or you don't reach it because you've enjoyed the journey and you've created a life in a manner that you can enjoy the journey. So with that being said, how do you dopamine fast? First, we're going to talk about activities to avoid. So the activities to avoid are any kind of social media, music, television, video games, sex, porn, masturbating, drugs, very sugary or salty foods. So those are all things that everybody has very easy access to on an everyday basis and oftentimes overindulge in. A lot of people think it's only drugs that can do this kind of addict-like withdrawal state, but people that listen to a lot of music, people that play a lot of video games, people that eat a lot of sugary or salty, fatty foods, I think that's the biggest one, is the sugary, salty, fatty foods. Because how many times are people just bored and they decide they're going to eat just to get that rush of pleasure in some manner? And during this time, some activities that you're going to want to take up are walking every day, just without doing anything. Just go outside, walk, enjoy your surroundings. You can listen to podcasts still. This is a good time for self-improvement, and maybe take some time to just listen to a podcast about an interest that you've had and absorb some knowledge, because it actually does take, a podcast isn't a short snippet of stuff that says dopamine inducing. You really have to have some patience to sit down and be interested in a topic and think about it and absorb it. So I think that's a really good thing to do at this time. Reading for the same reason. Cleaning, organizing your space. I think that's something that once you're done, you're gonna really take a lot of pride in every day, is waking up and just like being in a clean and organized space can make all of the difference. And there's something therapeutic about cleaning a room. You can draw, you can write, you can meditate, you can lift weights, play sports, do a puzzle, depending on what you're inclined to do. So things that are not inherently designed to be dopamine inducing, but can be productive for your life and also give you a little bit of satisfaction. So by the end, these small things that a lot of people honestly see as a chore, an everyday chore, or things they have to do and just kind of get it done in rapid fashion, you're really going to take pride and enjoyment and fulfillment from those activities, which if you think about those things, if you can do all of those things every day and take pride in them, you're going to be a happy and productive person. So depending on where you're at in your this life addiction that many people have, this may take anywhere from a few days to a few months to fully resensitize yourself. I know some people have even said years, but there's usually a lot of factors there. I would say for most people, 1 week is plenty to resensitize, and you'll really see a lot of benefit from a week of doing this. And once you do decide to do that, or you do complete your dopamine fast, it's important to know that, or be intentional and thoughtful about what you add back into your life from those list of things that we talked about. Because just like a drug addict, there are some activities that certain people just cannot handle responsibly, and your body is just like, if it has it, it's going to do it. If it's there, you're going to do it. You know what I mean? You're going to overindulge. For me, that was Instagram. Like, there's something about the constantly searching for that next visual aesthetic and the endless scrolling and the likes, that like there's something about it that my brain just cannot detach from. So I know I can't have that on my phone, whereas YouTube or Spotify or Reddit I have no issues with. And I know for a lot of people it's music. They're constantly searching for new music, and their old music doesn't satisfy them. And that's not to say it's not a fun or good hobby. You just have to know, like, and kind of take a step back and have a different perspective. And is this enhancing my life, or is it detracting from the rest of my life? So I know this has been kind of a ramble. I wanted this to be a short, succinct video because I think this is really something that could help a lot of people. But if you have any questions, leave a comment below. And thank you for watching.